If 10 years ago we would speak about exchanges, you would again think on a national grade exchange. But today you and I can open an exchange and launch it tomorrow morning, and it's not necessarily a crypto exchange. It could be a new futures, derivatives, equities, something with a different topology. And every financial instrument has a different topology. Hence also the fact that the infrastructure is so outdated today that it cannot sustain those new instruments that are being introduced.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley in partnership with Leumi, sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Synergy Global, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, Birthright Excel, Serona Partners, and in media partnership with CTech. Hello and welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Meet Guy Melamed, the co-founder and CEO of Exberry, the exchange technology pioneer that is revolutionizing the traditional capital markets and digital assets. Guy is also a venture partner in the only blockchain hedge fund in Israel, Finova Capital, and he is experienced in developing go-to-market strategies, product market fit, and business strategies. Guy is a seasoned expert, blend of entrepreneurial pedigree with corporate strength. He launched Exberry to reshape opportunities for all market models, from the biggest exchange in the world to startups and anything in between. Guy Melamed, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. I'm so excited to have you here with me. How are you?
Great, Michael. Thank you for having me. I'm pretty excited as well.
20 minutes to spend on another topic that I know very little about, talking to somebody who knows a lot about it. What a gift that I have. And today, talking about exchanges and marketplaces and your own journey. Guy, get me started a little bit about, yourself and sort of a little bit about your journey and how you ended up in exchanges and marketplaces as a field.
So it's a long schlep. It's been a long trip. I've been 20 years in the tech industry. Started my career originally as a product and product strategist. Worked in education technology, mass consumer products, natural language understanding, various technologies, shared mobility. And in the last 12 something years, I've been in the fintech sector. And since 2016, deep interest also in crypto and blockchain. Always looking for the right use cases and the right implementations of technology that could really, revolutionize or revolutionize certain industries. And I've had the chance to encounter my, partners in Exberry. And when they shared the initial thoughts and the demo that they've built on a certain, hypothesis, I started diving deeper and deeper. I didn't know anything about capital markets. I knew what everyone knows on the street, but suddenly when I started analyzing the market and analyzing the tech that exists there, I was attracted into this world. And actually I found everything that, as an entrepreneur, and I've been a serial entrepreneur all my career, these are the right elements that connect me to find the right solution for a certain industry and a certain problem. So once I got in, it just sucked me in. It was like the perfect timing, present the perfect solution with the perfect technology, to an industry that, once every 25 years is going through an evolution, and we're simply living at that time right now.
Incredible. And tell me a little bit about this industry and about this cyclical nature of these revolutions you're talking about.
So as we look at the world of exchanges and marketplaces, and I think, when we speak of exchanges, everyone knows the national stock exchange, but the world has been changing drastically. It's been growing exponentially and changing in its infrastructure. The infrastructure is in its majority ruled by the big birds, by the Nasdaqs of the world and the Millenniums of the world, the Euronext and the CMEs of the world. But the infrastructure haven't changed for the last 25 to 40 years. People have been using mainframes and these kind of solutions. So one momentum was the infrastructure is totally outdated. The other momentum is that everything happens on-prem. And the dream of moving to the cloud has been there on the table for a while now, but the way of solving it is pretty complex for many reasons: regulatory, performance, scale, robustness. And I think another interesting momentum, and that's the momentum of the market. The market is being diversified in its many instruments, financial instruments that are being introduced. Once we used to have only stocks, options, commodities, equities. Today we have futures, we have NFTs, we have cryptos, we have assets, new assets that are being created today. Today in Exberry, we see every day assets that surprise us by the creativity of the new entrepreneurs and the new markets. I think last but not least, if 10 years ago we would speak about exchanges, you would again think on a national grade exchange. But today you and I can open an exchange and launch it tomorrow morning. And it's not necessarily a crypto exchange. It could be a new futures, derivatives, equities, something with a different topology. And every financial instrument has a different topology. Hence also the fact that the infrastructure is so outdated today that it cannot sustain those new instruments that are being introduced into the market. I think another thing that was very interesting in the world of problem, and we speak for a second, we're trying to sketch the world and the world of problem that we're touching here, is the fact, not only by the fact that we're moving into the cloud, but that we need to build something which is asset agnostic. Okay, we need to be able to take every instrument and be able to launch it. This market has been very slow up to date. In order for us to launch an exchange, it'll take you 3 to 4 years. Put aside all the regulatory and financial issues.
Wow.
Okay, so in the way we live today, when we speak about email systems or things that have been revolutionized in the last 20 years, it's unacceptable for us as entrepreneurs or businessmen that it'll take us 4 years to touch the market. So there are many challenges, serious challenges. And on the other hand, there is a serious opportunity as well, because the market is looking for that change. You need also a vast amount of capital to launch an exchange. We should also, if only you and I are opening an exchange, we cannot expect everyone to have $4 to $15 million to launch an exchange and pay for tech. Again, on-prem, cost of ownership with it, which is very heavy. And buy your own servers and manage your own servers. So there has been some small successes in launching parts of it to the cloud, but it hasn't happened yet in the way Exberry perceives the market. And it's not only the market in only capital markets, but it's almost going to macro and looking at the economy and what it's going through right now. So sorry for
taking one step back. No, that it's fantastic. But taking one step back to this idea of exchange and what motivates new organizations or new personnel to create new exchanges. Well, what does that effectively mean for both the people that are building the exchange, and how does it impact at the end those that are taking part in this new marketplace?
Yeah. So I think first of all, like every other business, let's speak for a second about the existing exchanges. They want to digitize the assets. Okay. So have a faster ramp up, introduce new assets. Today, when you introduce a new assets, it's not being supported. You'll need to wait another year and a half before you get the right release of the software. And again, we're going back in time in the way we speak about it. Okay. This is another way. We're a full SaaS company. We push everything as SaaS. So software as a service. The second thing is time to market. I don't have 4 years to spend now only on launching a market. The third point is the cost of ownership. Okay. Why do we need to spend millions of dollars to hold servers on-prem and 50 developers that will accept it when you serve me at last? So these things, first of all, will help you switch and revolutionize from your existing legacy or proprietary technology. It doesn't matter, one of the both. Okay. And the second one, for new exchanges, they already start creating much more sophisticated markets. Sophisticated markets could be connected to the full supply chain. Okay. So if you invest in gold, so you'll be connected to the supply chain, collateralized on a real gold, and you'll be connected to the real warehouse, which controls the gold, and you'll have Michael's name on it. And when you take a position on a gold, it's a collateralized asset. And you see more and more sophisticated assets like these today, and really creative entrepreneurs that are either starting new markets or want to evolutionize their own existing traditional markets. And you need a new infrastructure to do that. If you stick with your own one, your margins will kill you, your high cost, and until you touch the market, you'll be outdated again. So these are only some of the, the major things that will motivate you either to switch tech. And, I'm not here to say to an existing market, which is running $1 billion a day, switch your whole day, the tech in one day. We've been in business for a while now. But there are ways of doing that. So you'll take your most innovative assets that cannot be implemented in your old school tech, and you'll start it and you'll run it juxtaposed to your existing traditional for a while. Okay. And you'll see suddenly that you run faster. You get all your features in a matter of weeks, days. Okay. You launch your market within days. And you're being able to scale up and scale down and not pay millions of dollars for a farm of hardware. So if we have only 100 trades today, because we only started the market, you and I today. So we'll pay for the 100 trades. You won't pay for 100 million trades. I think last but not least is the technological gap of being able to run high frequency, low latency trading in the cloud. And today, Exberry is the only one that is capable of running 1.5 million transactions per second in microseconds latency. And being able to do that and improve the time and the cost by more than 50% compared with existing leading on-prem solutions. And that is a great achievement for us. We're humble, and we see what's happening out there, and the big birds has been doing an amazing job for the last years. But it takes sometimes, a fresh start to be able to build maybe something else.
Incredible. So really, spell it out for me. How does Exberry play into this ecosystem? How does it play into these existing exchanges and marketplaces by reinventing the technology or by or creating new exchanges? I'm completely blown away by the numbers that you're telling me about the ability to make for the transactions per second. But what is actually Exberry's role within our ecosystem today?
That's a great question. So we started everything by understanding where the heart of the market is, and the heart of the market is in price discovery. So the matching and trading tech is one of the most complicated place that could take place on cloud. So we started from that component. These engines are highly complex and highly advanced. And what we did, we built an engine which is, first of all, asset agnostic. It's cloud native. It was born on cloud. It's not born on an on-prem architecture that has been exported to the cloud. Hence, you'll have a problem with cost. Hence, you'll have a problem with robustness and scale. This one was born, again, with the most advanced tech stack that one can find today. So we're asset agnostic. If you're a small exchange, you can run on multi-tenant and you'll pay only a small portion of the space that you're using. And if you grow to become a monster doing 1 million transactions per second, but you don't have that many markets today, I have to say, then you will scale up with you. We're blockchain agnostic, and that's very interesting. That's where the future markets are entering. Why? Because today the settlement process in regulated markets is running on a T+2, on a T+7. It takes time before actually the process of an acquisition has been done. And today we have instruments, financial instruments that, as you know, are highly liquid. And you would like to have a real-time or a near real-time settlement process. The only way I'm doing that today is using blockchain. And there's nothing that I like more at last is to use blockchain for real use cases. And we see that happening more and more today. Hence, also, when you connect to markets that are tokenizing, if you want to start tokenizing certain assets, then naturally you will need to have also blockchain in one of the layers of the infrastructure. But again, I always say it when I meet people from the industry, also from crypto industry. Again, we serve, well, I'll give you in a second an overview of some of the clients that we serve, and you'll understand why the range is so wide. And that's why we decided to create something which is asset agnostic and can actually touch all the markets. We've created Exberry to touch the most extreme, highly regulated national stock exchanges through digital securities, crypto NFTs, whatever you decide, and unregulated markets, sports, esports, gaming, fish market, wine market, art market, whatever you want to tokenize, whatever you want to start trading, using a central order book. And why is that? We believe in Exberry, that the only way in running a market, and when I say we were born in a highly enterprise regulated world, we thought that that would be the right package for what Exberry brings to the market. We believe that regulators eventually will work only with centralized. I love DeFi, and there are an amazing DeFi solution out there, but the regulator will have serious issues with working on DeFi's, in regulated locations, definitely tier ones, tier twos. So going back to direct to your question, the first part was the matching and trading tech. And once we had that, we created something which was highly robust and scalable, with all the features that I mentioned and many more. Again, you get everything as a service. You don't worry about your tech. You don't need people to accept and develop upon it. You need a feature. You get it pushed to you, and you manage it. You upload a market, and believe me, Michael, within 5 minutes, you and I can upload a market, show tomorrow to all our shareholders, and within 5 days, maximum 2 months, you can be up and running production, including a UI. And that's when we came with Nebula. Nebula is our next generation offering that went out to the market a couple of months ago. And Nebula is the first end-to-end solution. So we've developed extra components from tokenizing an asset, running the ledgers, the operating management system, the trading and the matching, all the way through white label UI. So basically, we took out the sting of the whole industry and we said, listen, if you want to build your own market and you want to, Michael will take care of your regulation, Guy will do business, or vice versa. That's it. Don't worry about your tech. Don't worry about your IT. Okay. You'll have your market operation, naturally things that bother you. And that was a very big notion to the industry. This specific solution was meant especially for digital securities and digital assets. So digitized assets as regulated and unregulated.
So what are some examples of players today that are using Exberry?
So first of all, highly regulated markets. So commodities, futures, equities, all over the world. Unfortunately, if you compare it to other ventures that I've managed in the past, one of the things, that I've always used to say, focus on one location. Let's see that we have a product market fit. The product market fit we had was immediate. It was the fastest one that I had in my career. Within 3 months, we closed the phase of a product market fit.
Wow.
And so our location of our clients is in APAC, is in the Gulf, is in US, naturally, Europe, and Central America. And we've got, so I said, regulated markets. We've got several POCs running already with the leading national stock exchanges around the world, which is nice. But the future markets that we serve today are crazy and pretty exciting, I have to say, because there you see the real assets. So there's a new futures market on music, which is going to come out soon, which is pretty exciting. Approved by an American regulator. And there's an influencer index that is also going to come out in the US in the coming 2 months, which is very exciting. We've got an esports marketplace, which drives us all crazy. So we're going to start a competition soon with the most attractive assets being traded by Exberry. So we see them all, and the fact that they're asset agnostic, again, that's the place where we see also most of our competitors fall off the table because they cannot take this kind of topology. I couldn't care less what we trade. If we decide to trade now, whatever we do, and that's the thing, the price discovery, because you said in the beginning, and I'm very happy on that, Michael, you've mentioned marketplaces. And the way we see marketplaces, and when I look at Gen Z, at Gen Zs today, okay, they want fairness. The thing about exchanges that we love most, that it's fair. If you're entering a stock exchange right now with a NYSE, Nasdaq, or whomever, okay, and you buy a stock or an option, You don't worry about your money. You worry about whether you took a right decision or not. That's something else, especially these days. But, you see the price discovery. So you see the history of a certain stock and the price and the supply and the demand. Imagine you do all your shopping like that. Imagine when you go into an online shop, you'll see the full history. You'll be able to make a smart decision when you shop things. And these are also some of the clients that we see today selling minerals or rare wines. And it's amazing. It's amazing way to do your business.
Well, it's a
By
guy.
the
I
way,
think.
naturally, I didn't mention.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, I forgot the crypto exchanges that we run as well. A month and a half ago, we just won the number one engine for crypto exchanges as well. NFTs, naturally, also a lot of buzz, but we're trying to keep it real. Hence, also the reason that we work with regulators and we go hand in hand with our clients to regulators.
I love it, guy. I feel like I got a boot camp of information that I can now take with me and go and explore this new world
Sorry.
No, then the other way around. I'm thanking you because this is exactly why I started this show and I really love it, and it's amazing to me how technology is used in such a variety of ways and to change the way that we interact with our world around us. And so I really appreciate you coming here and sharing with me your journey in general as an entrepreneur, but also specifically with Exberry. And I wish you best of luck on this journey, and I can't wait to dive deeper. Invite you for another episode in the future to talk about what's happening, and stay safe and stay healthy in the meantime.
Thank you, Michael, for inviting me. It's been a pleasure. It's great to meet you, and I hope I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your time.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Guy. Thank you.